Anatomy of a collapse. How the Jaguar XJ220 became the fastest supercar. Nobody wanted to buy. The stories of the automotive world know many ambitious projects, but none of them combined such a deafening triumph of engineering thought with such a crushing commercial fiasco as the British flagship of the 90s. This drama brought together all the elements of a classic business thriller. The mad enthusiasm of lone engineers, nods to the brand's legendary past, the dazzling sheen of aluminum panels, a global financial crisis, and that very bitter drama of broken promises. How Jaguar promised fans a V12 engine and all-wheel drive, but released a turbocharged V6, causing rage among customers. The company's engineers didn't just want to build another fast toy for sheikhs and millionaires. They threw a daring, almost insane challenge at the established rules of the global auto industry, promising to create the absolute king of speed. But behind the futuristic design and record-breaking passport figures lay a ruthless market reality, where cosmic ambitions shattered against concept changes, lawsuits, a collapsing speculative market, and fatal technical compromises. The creators of this engineering marvel sincerely believed that their creation would forever etch their names into the golden fund of automotive history. Yet a series of fatal miscalculations and cruel fate turned the triumph into a prolonged nightmare. In the late 1980s, within the Jaguar company, there existed a secret association of enthusiasts known as the Saturday Club. A group of talented engineers led by Jim Randall worked on an ambitious project during their personal time, driven by a passion to return the British brand's former glory as an endurance racing victor. Inspired by the victories of the factory team at Le Mans and the appearance of incredible supercars like the Porsche 959 and Ferrari F40, these enthusiasts conceived an uncompromising road-going bolide with all-wheel drive and a powerful engine. The project's name was born from an ambitious goal: to conquer the coveted milestone of a maximum speed of 220 miles per hour, about 354 kilometers per hour, which in that era seemed like absolute space for a production car approved for public highways. The official debut of the concept took place in the autumn of 1988 at the Birmingham International Motor Show and produced the effect of a bomb blast. The show car looked breathtaking. A sleek, streamlined aerodynamic silhouette, huge wheels, an all-aluminum monocoque body, and butterfly doors. Under the hood of the prototype was a monstrous 6.2-liter naturally aspirated V12 engine, transmitting colossal power to all four wheels through a complex transmission with all-wheel drive and a rear-wheel steering system. The public, automotive press, and wealthy collectors were plunged into a state of absolute ecstasy. Queues lined up at the stand of those willing to part with huge amounts of money, and Jaguar management was flooded with purchase offers even before the car received the green light for mass production. Emboldened by the colossal success and a flurry of pre-orders, company bosses decided to launch the supercar into small-scale production, entrusting the final development and assembly of the cars to the specialized engineering partner, Tom Walkinshaw Racing. However, it was precisely at the stage of translating the conceptual show car into a production model that the project faced a series of fatal technical and economic obstacles. Engineers quickly realized that the complex all-wheel drive transmission and the huge V12 engine with catalytic converters physically did not fit into the stated dimensions, making the car prohibitively heavy, expensive, and non-compliant with the strict environmental standards of those years. As a result, management took radical and unpopular steps, completely redesigning the initial concept. Instead of the naturally aspirated V12, engineers installed a compact 3.5-liter gasoline V6 engine with two turbochargers, borrowed from the Group C racing prototype program. The complex and heavy all-wheel drive system had to be completely abandoned in favor of a traditional rear-wheel drive layout, and the butterfly doors were replaced with conventional structures opening upwards. When the first customers, who expected to get an all-wheel drive monster with a V12 engine, learned about these cardinal changes, colossal discontent began in a number of positions. But the momentum of the project could no longer be stopped. Buyers felt deceived, because they paid for a technological masterpiece with 12 cylinders and received a, albeit powerful but completely different car, which undermined confidence in the brand from the first days of serial implementation. When the long-awaited production Jaguar XJ220 finally left the closed hangars and drove onto real test tracks, it justified its ambitious name with a grandiose margin in the discipline of pure speed. In 1992, at the legendary Italian Nardo test track, renowned racing driver Martin Brundle accelerated the production British supercar to an incredible 349.4 kilometers per hour. Moreover, during test runs with removed electronic rev limiters and dismantled standard catalytic converters, the car easily overcame the coveted 354 kilometers per hour mark, forever writing its name into history as the absolute speed king of its generation. Specialized automotive press around the world literally choked with enthusiasm, comparing the monstrous acceleration dynamics of the British Bolide to the behavior of a jet fighter on Afterburner. The unique, carefully thought-out underbody aerodynamics created colossal, unprecedented downforce for that time. At extreme speeds, the car literally clung dead to the road surface, demonstrating benchmark stability and phenomenal handling performance in sweeping turns. However, this deafening, triumphant success on test tracks and glossy magazine pages instantly and ruthlessly crashed against the harsh, unforgiving economic reality of the early 1990s. Literally at the moment the model entered the assembly line, the global economy plunged into a protracted, severe financial recession, and the giant speculative bubble in the market of collector and exotic supercars, where wealthy investors massively bought up exclusive cars solely for the purpose of quick and multiple resales, burst with a deafening, destructive crack. Against the backdrop of rapidly developing inflation, rising costs for rare materials, and a catastrophic increase in costs for the final fine-tuning of the complex structure, the base retail price of the production Jaguar XJ220 jumped to a truly astronomical 400,000 British pounds per unit. Many of those wealthy enthusiasts and collectors who had rashly made large deposits back in 1988 in the hope of getting fabulously rich on the quick resale of a scarce asset suddenly found themselves on the verge of complete ruin and physically no longer had the opportunity to pay the remaining part of the colossal amount for the final redemption of the cars. The situation was aggravated by a deep crisis within British industry and a sharp decline in the prestige of the brand. Furious investors who lost huge money on the depreciation of assets united in groups, refused signed contracts, and massively filed lawsuits against the company, demanding an immediate refund of advances with accumulated interest. The impending legal storm and sales paralysis led to the fact that spacious factory warehouses and adjacent areas were packed with unwanted supercars that froze there as dead weight for many years. The production program was urgently cut several times over to somehow minimize the concern's losses. Instead of the initially planned 350 to 500 units, the British company with incredible difficulty managed to sell only about 275 finished cars, after which the assembly line was finally stopped forever. The project was closed with colossal, catastrophic financial losses for the entire concern, leaving behind a heavy trail of unresolved litigation, destroyed business ties, and deep disappointment among loyal brand fans. On top of all financial and legal troubles, a stable toxic reputation formed around used XJ220 examples on the secondary market. Car values on auctions plummeted rapidly, turning the investments of early buyers to dust, and maintaining the technically complex turbocharged supercar required colossal expenses, scaring away even those rare enthusiasts who theoretically could have afforded to buy the depreciated British flagship. As a result, the iconic car, created for triumph and records, found itself in a kind of isolation for many years, becoming both an engineering masterpiece and a monument to a grandiose market miscalculation. Despite the fact that the Jaguar XJ220 remained forever in world history as an outstanding engineering achievement and an invincible speed king of its time, its deafening commercial failure was an inevitable consequence of a whole complex of fatal miscalculations, internal management errors, and unfavorable external factors, engineering compromise and radical concept shift. The forced abandonment of the iconic, naturally aspirated V12 engine and the complex all-wheel drive system in favor of a turbocharged V6 engine and rear-wheel drive deeply disappointed loyal brand fans and early customers who expected an uncompromising next-generation hypercar. Global economic crisis and market collapse. The start of full-scale serial production coincided with a severe global recession and the instant deflation of the speculative bubble in the collector supercar sector, causing wealthy buyers to massively lose solvency. Large-scale lawsuits and legal collapse. Mass customer refusals to redeem contracted cars due to sharp price increases and personal financial difficulties led to a series of high-profile legal proceedings and a complete freeze on sales. Image collapse and catastrophic drop in demand. The inability to realize the planned print run of expensive sports bolides turned a once prestigious project into an unbearable financial burden for the company, ending in the premature liquidation of the production line. Did you like the article? Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new stories about automotive legends, and share your opinion in the comments. Do you think the XJ220 is an underrated masterpiece, or was its failure absolutely predictable?